Welcome to the Mesonet Weather Report. I'm Wes Lee. Last week brought the state some much-needed rain. It came to us from a combination of a fairly strong cold front and the remnants of Hurricane Beryl. All areas saw rain and some drought-correcting amounts were seen in many regions. Along with the cold front came some very pleasant temperatures for a change. You can see on this graph that on July 4th, temperatures started dropping and stayed below normal for about a week. To show how welcome and rare cooler than normal temperatures have been for quite a while, look at this chart. The blue line is the actual average statewide temperature recorded for the month this year, and the orange line has been the Mesonet normal over the last 15 years. After a cool January, every month has came in warmer than expected, shown by the red arrows. If we compare the first half of this year with temperatures seen last year, you will see that every month since January has come in hotter this year than last. And remember, 2023 was one of the hottest years on record for the world. By Saturday, 100-degree temps are expected back in the state. Next week will be hot, but some models are showing some hope for relief by the end of the week. Now here's Gary showing some improvements on the drought map.
Thanks, Wes, and good morning, everyone. Well, we had a nice little break from the heat there. We had some places that didn't get even up to 80 degrees there for a couple days, which is very unusual. We had a pretty good rainfall across the state, some more, some less, but a pretty good rain nonetheless. Now we're back to the heat and the lack of rainfall, I'm afraid, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that flash drought situation. Let's take a look at the latest drought monitor map and see where we are. We did have some reductions. Parts of northwest Oklahoma, we saw a decrease. Parts of eastern Oklahoma, we saw a decrease. Unfortunately, thanks to some long-lasting deficits, we still have drought in Oklahoma, especially from central through west central Oklahoma. Now we can take a look at where those changes occurred, and for Oklahoma, even though we didn't get rid of the drought, we certainly stopped the intensification of that drought in its tracks. But we can see from these green areas on the one-week change map that these are areas that were improved at least one category over the last week. So across eastern Oklahoma, northwestern, west central Oklahoma, some improvements at least, but again, no intensification, which was certainly a welcome change of what we've seen over the last couple of months. Now I'm going to show you why there's still drought. Now, if we take a look at this 30-day rainfall map from the Mesonet, lots of good rainfall totals across the Panhandle, northwest Oklahoma, down across parts of southeastern Oklahoma, but overall a good 2 to 5 inches across many areas of the state. Unfortunately, when we take a look at the departure from normal rainfall map for that same time frame, we see way too many deficits over the last 30 days, generally from 1 to 3 inches, some cases a little bit more, some cases a little bit less. But then we see those pretty good surpluses up across northwest Oklahoma, parts of southwest Oklahoma. Here and there, just some, surpluses of 1 to 2 to 3 inches. Now, of course, in the Panhandle where they had that 1,000-year rainfall event, way too much rainfall. But again, deficits are starting to decrease, but they're still there. So we're back to worrying about flash drought, unfortunately, with all this heat and lack of rainfall. Hopefully we'll get a change in the pattern like we did this last week and maybe improve things a little bit more. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.